At least 1,000 new defibrillators are to be installed across Scotland, alongside investment into services to aid in quick response times to cardiac arrests. The survival rate in Scotland has been on the increase over the past decade, but the Scottish Government says it can be improved. Our reporter Lewis Mickey has been speaking to one man who says a combination of his daughter administering CPR and a volunteer arriving with a defib within minutes saved his life.
In the last decade, more than 1 million people across the country have been trained in CPR by Save a Life for Scotland. Now they can add the First Minister to that list. He's here to announce £2.5 million towards improving community capacity to respond to cardiac arrests. John Sinclair from Edinburgh is all too aware of why that is important. In November, after a long day at work in a tough cycle home, he began to feel unwell and collapsed.
The vision closed in, and then the next thing was I was sitting up surrounded by quite a large number of paramedics. And tried to explain I was just feeling a bit tired. Basically, yes, my heart stopped. Fortunately, my middle daughter, who is a doctor, they called 999. Fiona got me on the floor and started CPR, and just carried on.
John's family also used the Good Sam app, which alerts volunteers nearby who can access defibrillators. It arrived within 4 minutes.
I was dead on the floor. My wife was sitting there holding my hand as it turned blue and went cold, and they just carried on doing the CPR.
Thanks to that quick response, John is still here to tell the story. Stephen's worked as a paramedic for a decade now. The service responds to roughly 3,700 cardiac arrests every year.
If a member of the public or one of your family members or whoever it may be does CPR on you, that gives you a chance of survival 2 to 3 times more. For those people that need defibrillated with their cardiac arrest, if they can be defibrillated before we get there, again, that increases their chance of survival almost 6 or 7 times.
This funding will mean more than 1,000 new defibrillators across the country, with a specific focus on deprived areas. A recent British Heart Foundation study found Scotland's poorest areas face the longest waits for defibs. The cash will also help with the promotion of apps like Good Sam and the creation of a first responders network in remote areas.
When we've looked at what people think about it, they think actually there must be somebody who's much better at this than me, so I'll hang back. But we always would say that any CPR is better than no CPR at all, and we just want people to be able to do their best.
Well, that's the first time that I've experienced CPR training, and I'm glad I've done that. And I think it's obviously what's encouraging is that over 1 million people in Scotland are trained in CPR, which is a huge resource for us to be able to rely upon as a country.
Survival rates for cardiac arrests in Scotland have improved since 2015, but still just 1 in 10 will pull through. It's hoped this funding will continue to push that in the right direction. Lewis Mickey, STV News, Edinburgh.